Hi everyone, my name is Rick and I welcome you back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a garden walk, and I have about 10 Hoyas that are either sun stressing or blooming, and they look really cool, especially one that doesn't bloom a lot. So I'd love to share that with you guys. And as you can see, my rain gauge is over the top. So it rained more than 5 inches this week, so it's been kind of swampy. Yesterday and the day before, it rained quite a bit, and I have Swiffer over here begging for attention. I don't know what she needs this morning, but obviously she's supervising my video, so bear with me. So let me take you out back and we'll see what's going on, and then I'll have those Hoyas for you. And then I would just want to tell you guys that next week on Sunday, a week from today, I'll be flying over to Lisbon, and over there I'll be doing some videos around town and then the botanical gardens, and I'm going to be looking for Hoyas. So if anyone knows any places that there are Hoyas in Lisbon, please comment below. I will also be going to the Azores. So Lisbon and the Azores are both zone 10s, so they can grow everything. It doesn't drop below like 40 that much. I don't think they ever get to freezing. So yeah, especially the Azores, it never gets to freezing. The average low in the winter is like 55 degrees. So they have all kinds of plants, from succulents to tropicals, growing all over the place. So I'd be happy to show you guys all those plants that they have in the Azores and Lisbon. And as you can see, my garden with all this rain is just going out of control. So when I come back, hopefully the weather will be cooler and I'll have to clear out these paths because it's getting a little tight going through here. As you can see, like the plants are, you know, impinging on the walkway. So I have to take care of that. So let me just take you around a little bit. Of course, the Kadada, as you always see, is always in bloom. I got some dendrobiums that are enjoying all this rain, and my Finis Burtonet, with all this rain, I'm surprised that she still has, you know, like 20 active blooms, and she's constantly blooming. So that's pretty cool of that one. And around here we have my Illigorium is going to bloom, and there's an AH back here. See if I can reach the bloom. I think this is AH70. Let me just check. I think it's coming from this pot. It's AH75. And over here I want to show you this GPS 8867. This is a new leaf, so you can see it's bigger than my hand. It's a really gorgeous, really veiny, really shiny. So when these new leaves come out, it's really stunning. And I think of note over here, since I brought this Insularis over here, it's really enjoying this spot, and it's put out quite a few new nodes. You can see it's climbing up into the other Hoyas. And my New Guinea Ghost is doing really well with all this rain. It's in a really chunky mix, so I don't worry about root rot. You can see it's really putting out a lot of new vine and a pretty good size long leaf on that. So that's Hoya New Guinea Ghost. And Swiffer seems to be following me around here. And there was an orchid that was in bloom during the week, but it's past. It's this dendrobium. I'm sorry, this bulbophyllum, and she really looked so cool during the week when it had like eight different flower spikes. This is Bulbophyllum vaginatum, and I think I have a picture I took during the week, and I will post it up on when I edit this video, so you can see how cool the flowers are on that. And my Jose Bueno that I placed here in my little project that I haven't done much, and it's putting out new growth. So it's putting out new leaves, and it's attaching itself to this branch that I nailed across here. And I'm going to hang Hoyas and other tropicals in here. When the weather gets cool, it's just way too hot to be out here longer than half an hour. So all these Hoyas are doing pretty well. This is the mounted Hijiana. And of course she's going to love all the rain because she just has a little bit of moss. And she's putting out new shoots from the base of the plant. So she's happy. And this is my bat plant. Still haven't bloomed one, so I'm excited to get that one to bloom. And it looks like it might have a flower spike. That could be either a flower spike or a new leaf. So maybe in a few weeks we'll be able to tell. So back here, as you can see, it's a little overgrown. I haven't spent much time at all. Because I've been busy doing shows and getting ready for my trip, and things are kind of neglected because it's so hot and so humid, and just letting the garden be for the next few weeks until it gets a little cooler. Let me just show you some of the philodendrons I got going. My epiprimum pedatum is doing great, putting out these really nice variegated leaves. Everyone is really enjoying all this extra rain. So this is the Friedeck variegated I always show. And this is my Ring of Fire. Always, it hasn't missed a beat since I've got it from Thailand a few months ago. And it's putting out incredibly gorgeous leaves. And so is the Obliqua. It's put out at least 7 new leaves, and the runners are over a couple of feet long at least, and some of her are like over a yard long. And I don't know who is eating my begonias here. I haven't seen it. Usually this time of year with all this humidity, you get these little slugs and snails, and that's what I think it is. So I might put out some snail bait. Yeah, it seems like it could be that doing it. And Torsham put out this really new leaf, really beautiful new leaf. And I love the color of the new leaf. It's like this olive green. And then as the leaf ages, it becomes like this really dark green. So she's really happy. And the variegated burrow marks is putting out a lot of variegated foliage. So that's pretty cool to watch. Then I have this begonia over here. I don't have the tag on there right now, but I do have it. Oh, I do have the tag in there. And this is, see if I can see it without my glasses. And it is Begonia Cleopatrae. And she's a beauty. She's a little bit on the smaller size, but quite stunning. And that came from my friend Dana in Texas. She has a most amazing begonia collection. And that's the burrow marks variegated again. And this is the glorious, Philodendron glorious. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on back here. And I have that, the anthurium's doing well on that new spot. And in the Buddha area, let's go back there and see if there's anything. Again, enjoying all this rain is my Philora. She's way up there. No blooms yet. Kind of losing hopes that it'll bloom this fall, but it keeps growing, so there is hope. And here is my Dekiai cross chicken farm, and it's really, really a stunning plant. I think I showed it in the last few videos. And you can see it gets really splashy, and it's just a gorgeous plant overall. It's pretty easy to grow. It does like a lot of heat and humidity, so it really likes the spot. And back here I have this, it's really huge. I mean, it's covering a lot of area back here. And this is a diversifolia from El Nidicus. It's a Philippine area, I believe. So the leaves can get even bigger than this. They're pretty big foliage for Diversifolia. And you guys have seen this no nooch. It's doing really well here, climbing up this palm tree, and it's actually growing back there. I just can't see it. It's kind of hiding. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. So yeah, that's the new leaf on the no nooch. And there's some philodendrons and some cattleyas, but nothing exciting going on with them right now. This begonia is looking really pretty. I think it's called maculata. I'm not absolutely sure. But she has these really long leaves and all these perfect spots. And she's in bloom and has like these really, really pretty white and yellow flowers. And the retusa is enjoying all this rain. And the Adansonii is doing pretty well. She's actually way up in the tree. So yeah, let me get to the 10 Hoyas that I have for you today. And the first one I have for you is this blooming Hoya Hijiana. At one time she used to be called CMF8, and she was pretty desirable back then. It was pretty expensive to get one of these, but now they're pretty reasonably priced. And she is really one of the nicest medium-sized Hoyas you can get. These flowers, this is grown. I've had her in shade for the last couple months. And yeah, when it's in shade, the blooms become a little more yellow. And if it's grown in the sunlight, the blooms tend to be a lot more orange than this. So the color does vary where you place the Hoya. So usually strong sunlight darkens the flower. So this is Hoya Hijiana, and it's a relatively easy one to grow. This guy gets rained on whenever it rains here in Florida, which is quite a bit. So it's really not a fussy Hoya. It's in a very, very coarse mix, so it's not prone to root rot. And this Hoya over here I got from an Indonesian seller, and it came in a box with a whole bunch of other Hoyas. And they just come unlabeled, and I think that's how most of them sell Hoyas, is they just put them in the box. They don't usually do a good job wrapping them, because a lot of times the roots are all in bad condition and you have to cut them all back. But this one kind of sparked my interest, because I thought at first it would be like an Aphanis lambii, which has pretty yellow flowers, but this one is obviously not. And the leaves, these leaves are pretty cool looking. They have pretty nice splashings to them. They have some nice ridges, and then the back midrib is pretty cool looking. It's that dark maroon color. So it's a really pretty Hoya. It's really not fussy at all. It can grow easily in a lot of conditions here in the backyard. This guy got a lot of rain recently, so and it's doing pretty well. So if you guys know any more information on this kind of Hoya, please comment below. I'm suspecting it's some sort of Clemensorium type Hoya, but not really sure on that. So please, if you have one like this, let me know. And this guy over here goes by Fraser Hills, or SR 2010-49. It was found by Sarisa, and some say it's some sort of lacanosa, which I do agree, but it does have some really interesting characteristics all of its own. As you can see, it does sun stress easily, and these leaves are, as the more sun they get, the more rounder and cuter they get. So as you can see, these leaves that are getting more sun, and especially the new growth, look pretty amazing. And this is not as dark as I've seen them. They can get a lot darker. So if you are into small leaf Hoyas, this one is definitely one of my favorites. Another small leaf Hoya that sun stresses beautifully. And this is not under grow lights. This is under, partial shade here in Florida. And you can see the new growth is really adorable. It's like this really nice true red. And these can get even more sun stressed. So if I give it a little more sun, it'll get a lot more redder. This is Hoya Rebecca. And it's really easy to grow. It's actually a really fast grower. It's a hybrid of Lacanosa and Obscura, I believe. And yeah, it's definitely one fast growing. And the flowers are really pretty. When it does get a little bit more sun, they almost become like a deep purple color. So that's Hoya Rebecca. And this is Hoya Penny's Treat. And you can see it does get some really nice sun stressing. This is under a 50% shade cloth, so you can imagine if it gets a little more sun, it gets a little more red. So, and it gets like a coppery red that is very characteristic of this Hoya. So it's really an easy Hoya to grow. It doesn't really require a lot of care. I wish it was a little faster growing, but it does. It's a lot slower growing than a lot of my other Michael Bernardo crosses. I brought out Hoya Kuchang Island for you because as I was walking through the shade house, I noticed this new leaf that looks super gorgeous. Has that nice pronounced midrib, and it's sun stressing quite nice. In comparison to the rest of the plant, which does have a little bit of splash, but nothing as spectacular as that new leaf. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave it in that new spot where it gets a good amount of late afternoon sun. Hopefully it'll continue to improve its appearance. And it seems like it likes it there because it's put out new growths, and it does have 2 new peduncles. For a total, just notice these, has 4 new peduncles. So that is Hoya Kuchang Island. I think Swiffer is kind of over me shooting this video. Don't know what she's up to, but she'd rather have me go in the house and give her some food, which she does all the time. And I'm putting her, I actually have had her on a little bit of a diet. I think she's getting a little chunky, but. So here is Hoya Hijiana, really pretty flowers. Some people want to call this Hoya Nicholsonii, but I did receive this as Hoya IML 1101 Hijiana from David Whittle back, I would say about 15 years ago. And it's one of my favorites. It's easy to grow and easy to bloom here in my conditions. So this is Hoya Hijiana. And there's the meanie that attacked Swiffer. That is Sabrina. She's going around doing her bug chases this morning. And let me show you this Hoya. And you guys are probably saying, why are you showing us Kadada again? Didn't you show it to us a few videos ago? And the reason is, I'll show you the flower. You cannot walk by this Hoya and not stop and stare at how beautiful it is. Every single time it blooms, it's really a showstopper. This is Hoya Kadada from Sumatra, and it's just super gorgeous, and my plant is doing really well this summer. Put out a lot of new growth, and it has a couple other peduncles. This one is probably a couple of days, maybe 3 days away from opening. And I know there's another one down here. She's maybe a week or 2. And I thought there was another one. But, oh yeah, there's another one here. So this is a really giving Hoya for me this summer. And I had to share it with you again. Hoya Kadada from Sumatra. And this is the last Hoya I have for you today. And you guys are wondering, why is he showing us this sickly looking Hoya today as the last Hoya? So let me explain. This Hoya is Not the easiest one for me to grow here. It's usually kind of sickly looking half the time. So it had some aphids on it, so I sprayed it with some neem oil and soap, and the leaves got a little splotchy. So it's not the healthiest looking, but I don't know what happened. It just about a month ago, it put out a flower bud and had about 3 flowers, and it was just stunning to see this Hoya Darwinia in bloom. And then I noticed last week it had another peduncle, and let me show you why this Hoya takes the spotlight today. So this is Hoya Darwinia. Look at those really gorgeous flowers. And I just took a little whiff of the flower, and it's actually a really nice, pleasant, clean scent. So it's a really, really beautiful, beautiful Hoya. And I don't know what I did to bloom it. I basically ignored it because it wasn't looking that great, and I just put it to the side. And then I discovered it just had all these peduncles and new growth. This is all new growth. The new growth looks fine. So yeah, it's not only that peduncle, it still has a new one coming up here. There's another peduncle. And then I noticed this little guy forming over here. So this is how Hoya Darwinia foliage is supposed to look like. And these leaves are older, and yeah, they look sickly because I did spray them for aphids. But it seems to be doing much better where it's at, so I'm going to leave it there and just enjoy. And that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe, and check out the links below. I have a Facebook group that I sell a lot of Hoyas. I have a Amazon store where I share all the products that I use in the garden all the time. I also have a very active Instagram, so check that out. I post almost every day. And please like and subscribe. Again, I will be in Lisbon next week, and then also I'll be heading over to the Azores. A lot of footage from there. I'll be hitting some botanical gardens, and I will also be doing some walks around town over there. So please stick around, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you from Lisbon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.